If you're just joining us, very welcome. So we're going to have two parts of this workshop today. The first part would be focused more on the main presentation, talking about trends and where the industry is going, which might be very interesting for you as an educator. And the second part, we're going to have practical demonstration of one of the tools, Augmented Classroom, where you can see how you can potentially use it and teach it in your class, where students can see, hear, and touch the knowledge. Great. Let's get started. With no further ado, I would really like to present our today's speaker, Dr. Daria Gorina. She's not just a CEO of Clever Books, but she is also an incredible person with a very diverse background, specifically with her background in pedagogy and also being one of the futurists and thought leaders in application of augmented reality in the K-12 education. She has done multiple presentations at international conferences, virtual and in place all over the world, talking about how education technology can enhance students' learning. And at the same time, she presented at the IB conferences in Europe and has been invited as a speaker to really talk about why it is important to follow the current educational trends, why is it important to bring immersive technology on board, and how that can help not only teachers to teach more efficiently and save some time, but also help students learn in the best possible way. So very warm welcome to Daria.
Thank you so much, Ina, for this great and welcoming introduction. So, good part of the day, everybody, as we are all from different parts of the world. So I can say equally good morning and good afternoon. So I know many of you might feel overwhelmed when you hear education technology presentation, and that's exactly why I'm here today. So I'm Daria, and I've been where you are, facing new technology requirements and juggling lesson planning, assessments, and everything else on your plate. So today's presentation isn't about adding more work to your day, but it's about showing how technology can actually make your teaching easier, more effective, and, dare I say, more enjoyable. We'll focus on simple, practical solutions and that work in real classrooms with real-time constraints. Lucky you. Before we dive in, let's be honest about what you're probably thinking right now. I don't have time to learn new technology, or I hear that from teachers daily, and it's completely valid. What if I break something and it doesn't work? Technology anxiety is real and it's normal. My students know more about technology than I do. This might actually be your secret weapon, by the way. Will this actually help or just create more problems? And that's an excellent question, and we'll address this throughout the presentation. And finally, how do I fit into this my packed curriculum? Today, I will show you that the good education technology doesn't add to your curriculum. It enhances what you are already teaching. So here is why the conversation matters. Your students are digital natives. They think and learn differently than we did. And here's the good news. Technology can actually reduce your workload through automated grading, instant feedback. It can simplify even your lesson planning. And those simple tools are not complex systems, but they can dramatically improve student engagement and learning outcomes. Most importantly, you don't need to become a tech expert overnight, because we'll explore a start small and grow gradually approach, which I absolutely love, that respects your time and comfort level while dwelling in real results for your students. So let's start with AI. And I know that the word may make you nervous, and think of educational AI as a smart assistant, not a robot replacement. So imagine typing something like, make a reading comprehension worksheet for about dogs for grade 2, and getting a perfectly formatted worksheet in seconds. So instead of you spending 30 minutes or 1 hour to create one on your own and also format it and things like that. This AI automatically creates differentiated worksheets for different reading levels. It suggests activities, and then it can align with your existing lesson plans and also handles the busy work, so You can focus on actual teaching. You remain completely in control of what you want to showcase to your students. AI just eliminates the time-consuming preparation tasks and helps you to keep you at school until 6 p.m. and even make you free straight after classes. Gamification sounds fancy, but it is simply making learning feel like a play. So think about excited kids and how they can be happy about collecting stickers or even learning privileges. And this is the same concept digitally. So simple point systems and badges, they can transform any lesson. And students love collecting achievements and adults as well, because we all love gamification. So whether it's a master reader badge or completing a math challenge, and this works with any subject you're already teaching. It's not complicated setup and that is required there. So I've seen teachers turn reluctant readers into eager participants by simply adding digital reading to their badge system, and it transforms something like "I don't want to do math" to "Can I do another math problem?" or even earn another badge by doing this another math problem. So now let's talk about augmented reality or AR. So don't panic here because AR simply means adding digital objects to the real world using a tablet or a phone, or it could be any mobile device. So imagine pointing your classroom tablet or a textbook page about dinosaurs, and suddenly a 3D dinosaur appears in your screen, walking around your desk and talking to your class in a virtual field or in ancient Rome about without any permission for sleeps, bus arrangements, or even leaving your classroom. So augmented reality works on tablets that you already most likely have, or on mobile phones that all kids most likely have. So companies like Cleverbooks, we have created the curriculum-ready AR content that aligns perfectly with your existing lessons, and students finally see the abstract concepts that are times really difficult to explain. So those concepts become touchable, and this makes learning stick in the ways traditional methods sometimes can't achieve. Microlearning is another fancy word for bite-sized lessons. It's a 5 to 10 minutes focused learning segments that work perfectly with primary students' attention spans. And we know that all digital natives, they have a short attention span. So these mini lessons fit into any schedule, and you can use them during transitions, for early finishers, or even you have unexpected free time. And by focusing on one single concept at a time, students feel successful instead of overwhelmed. And you can easily fit these concepts into existing routine without making major schedule disruptions. So think of it as, let's say, educational snack, small, frequent, and satisfying rather than overwhelming or feast of famine approaches. The next point is the collaborative platforms or learning from each other. They help students to teach each other. And this is brilliant because students often explain things in ways their peers understand better than we adults do. So these platforms facilitate peer-to-peer learning where students explain concepts to a classmate, or maybe, and this significantly can reduce your workload and build students' confidence and communication skills. So this works exceptionally well for mixed ability classes, and where you have, for example, stronger students who can help struggling ones. This can create a supportive learning community as well. Your role shifts from being the sole source of information to being the guide who facilitates those peer-to-peer interactions. So it's like having a multiple teaching assistants in your classroom. Think of that. Assessment analytics sounds always for us somehow intimidating, but all modern systems provide simple dashboards that show student progress at a glance. So these systems automatically identify struggling students before even they fall too far behind or require really no complex analysis from you. So those two systems can generate clear visual reports. They are perfect for parent conferences if you want to share the information. They can also save you hours of assessment preparation time. And the flow normally comes from the digital systems and products that you use. So instead of spending evenings analyzing data and creating reports, you can focus on actual teaching while the system handles the paperwork. So think of it as having a teaching assistant who never gets tired of tracking students' progress and always knows who needs extra help. So blended learning is this simply means combining the excellent in-person teaching with digital activities. So this supports an extend learning as such. Students can work at their own pace. They can catch up when they're absent, or they can dive deeper when ready. Setting up this type of learning stations becomes easy, and it is a trend in the modern world when some digital students have the rotation between hands-on activities or group work or individual practice. So this approach naturally accommodates different learning styles, and it doesn't require you to create multiple lesson plans. So you remain the primary teacher, and technology gives you a helping hand and also more flexibility to meet each student's needs effectively, and especially if you have a diverse class in place. So I know you're thinking that sounds all great, but I don't have time. So here is your quick start guide. Week 1, try one simple tool just for 15 minutes, maybe an artificial intelligence worksheet generator or a simple reading game. In week 2, if it worked and it saved you time, you can use it twice. In week 3, show a colleague. They might have ideas, or they can help troubleshoot, or maybe they can learn from you. In months 2, and one more tool, and if the first tool is working smoothly. And the key principle here is replace time-consuming tasks. Don't add them to your workload, and start with whatever frustrates you most, like grading or differentiation or student engagement, or maybe continuous paperwork on lesson plans, or creating the worksheets for every lesson. So find one tool that addresses that specific point for you and works perfectly for you. So let me show you here a perfect example of how a user-friendly education technology like Cleverbooks Augmented Classroom can help. So this platform provides ready-made augmented reality content that works seamlessly with your existing textbooks and lessons. So there is no technical setup required. You literally point your tablet at the page, watch learning come alive. So all content is carefully aligned with the curriculum standards, and we have the full library with the alignment, and you are not adding extra work, but enhancing what you have already done and what you're teaching and what you know best. So we offer different options, and we're going to show you how it works. And this is just an example on how technology can really be powerful and simple to use, and designed specifically for busy teachers who want better outcomes without additional complexity. Now let's address your biggest fears directly. So what if it breaks? Most educational tools have simple reset buttons or customer support designed for non-technical teachers. And most of educational technology solutions are designed for teachers who are non-technical. So there is a very small element of it that can break. What if students know more about technology than I do? This is actually wonderful, so let them help you. Students love feeling helpful and seeing their teacher learn alongside with them. What if parents complain about too much screen time? I suggest show them learning outcomes and curriculum alignment. What if I look silly trying something new? So students respect teachers who model lifelong learning and aren't afraid of making mistakes. And this is an important and key scenario in today's world. We all need to focus on lifelong learning because the world is so much disrupted with technology and things happening around. We need to adapt, and we need to continuously top up our skills. So what if it's too expensive? Many excellent educational tools are free or very affordable. So remember, you're not just teaching content, you're modeling curiosity, adaptability, and growth mindset. So curriculum alignment doesn't have to be complicated. Choose tools that enhance lessons that you're already teaching successfully. Look for platforms that explicitly state alignment with your curriculum standards. Reputable educational technology companies make this information easy to find. So start with your strongest subject area where you feel most confident, then gradually expand. Use technology to enhance your excellent teaching, not to replace it. Document how each tool supports your learning objectives, because this helps with administration of buy-in and parent communication. And when you see improved engagement or learning outcomes, share these successes with administrators who can support your broader implementation. So measuring success doesn't require complex data analysis. Ask yourself simple questions. Are students engaged during lessons? Is your preparation time reduced? Are you seeing better learning outcomes in assessment? Do students ask to use this tool again and again? This would be your ultimate indicators, right? Are parents responding positively to the changes that they see in their own children? So most importantly, that do you feel stressed or more effective in your teaching? So track what matters to you personally. And if the tool makes your teaching life easier and students more successful, then it means it works. So don't get caught up in complicated metrics and trust your professional judgment and classroom experience. So here is your homework. You choose one action for this week. You might visit one of the recommended websites we discussed, or maybe ask a tech-savvy colleague for a 15 minutes demo of their favorite tool. You can try one AI tool to create a worksheet instead of making them from scratch. Maybe download a free educational app, maybe spend 10 minutes exploring it. So watch a 5-minute YouTube tutorial on a topic that interests you and helps you. Or maybe simply start with whatever feels easy and least scary for you. So remember, every expert once was a beginner. And exactly you know that from your teaching career. So you don't need to transform your entire teaching practice overnight. You just need to take one small step forward. So now let's wrap up with the key takeaways designed specifically for busy primary teachers. Technology should make your life easier and not harder. And if it's not helping, you don't use it. Start small and grow gradually at your own pace. You don't need to become a tech expert overnight, and basic user skills are already sufficient. Your students can be wonderful learning partners and tech helpers. Focus on tools that solve your specific daily problems rather than just trying everything at once. Replace time-consuming tasks with a worksheet creator or a grading tool, and don't add more to your plate until you master those. So most importantly, I think you need to trust your professional instincts. You know what works for your students, and that good technology will enhance, not replace, your excellent teaching skills. So now let's address your specific concerns and questions that you may have. We can discuss different implementation challenges or anything that would be of your interest. But remember that you can post your question in the chat right now, or if you need some time to think and reflect and get in touch later, you're welcome to do so as well. Maybe your questions will pop up at the end of the webinar. So feel free to put them away. That's all, and I'm handing over to Ina.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Daria, for the great presentation. Let's move a little bit further to our second part. And Daria mentioned a little bit about one of the tools that Cleverbooks provide, which is Augmented Classroom. And let me give you a very brief overview in terms of what it does. And we actually have the opportunity today to demonstrate for you augmented reality. So as our colleague Alex is getting ready, and he would show you exactly how exciting that could be. Augmented Classroom as a solution is quite an exciting thing, but before we go in, I think the picture would actually tell you everything. So with augmented reality, you can literally fold the world on your fingertips. And think about it, how exciting it could be for your kids. And to explore really the geographical continents and where the animals live, about the inhabitants, etc., in a very creative and interactive way. To go further, just a couple of words about Clever Books. If you're not familiar with the company, we actually since 2017 inspiring educators worldwide to create interactive and engaging learning environments, specifically in the primary education. So since 2017, we actually have developed a very broad brand awareness. We're present in 78 countries, and we started just with simple educational tools like a world map that work with a simple application where you point it out, as you can see in one of the pictures here, and the students were able to explore different continents and different modes, or the same thing about shapes and more math lessons. So since then, we have been recognized by multiple awards in main publications and have done quite a lot of academic projects, specifically within European Commission, including Horizon 2020, Erasmus+, and all those projects were focused on really getting the data and to back up with the research all the educational material that has been developed by Clever Books. So on top of that, Clever Books is not just a developing company. We actually have a board of educators who are guiding from a pedagogical perspective all the content that has been published to make sure that it's more efficient, specifically and applicable, let's say, for the curriculum and for the classroom use. Let's have a look. What is actually Augmented Classroom? And if you haven't heard about Augmented Classroom, the first version, it's actually great news because we're just releasing the second version of Augmented Classroom, which has multiple benefits, and we'll talk about them. But the most interesting thing, it's a specific ecosystem that is adopted by schools or individual teachers where they can teach within the 2D, 3D or augmented reality environments. And now with the new release, we actually have powered it with artificial intelligence concepts where students can talk to 3D augmented reality experiences, like talking to real-world environments, and actually get the answer and search for some content. So really promote this exploration of students, and also not only exploration of pre-designed content, but the ability for them to create, co-create and collaborate with the augmented reality environment as well as the 3D learning environment. The Augmented Classroom is available in 13 languages. It has an extensive library of lesson planning, so it does fit any curriculum around the world. And you have the opportunity for the reporting to see the students' progress, as well as it's applicable in multiple devices. And we'll talk about it just in a few minutes when we start doing the actual demonstration. But if we summarize it in terms of what content is available as part of this big all-in-one ecosystem, you actually can see that you can create, you can explore, collaborate, and quiz in the augmented reality and 3D learning environment with the supporting features. And the classes that you actually can facilitate could be applicable for any primary school subjects. You can teach simple math, shapes, or arithmetics with Augmented Classroom in the augmented reality environment, or you can teach the language or scientific aspects. So all that is possible within one specific tool. Based on the feedback and the research projects that I've mentioned that we've been committed to and we've been part of, specifically the research projects, we can certainly say that it has a very big impact, the learning through augmented reality, because the students have the opportunity to improve their motivation and also the test scores. They remember everything that happened during the lesson because they're so excited about bringing the subjects to life and really exploring it in augmented reality environment. But for the teacher, it actually gives the opportunity to personalize the learning, because you have students with different capabilities, and really inclusivity of learning environment is also a really big part of Augmented Classroom and the community of teachers that are using it. And of course, as Daria said, it's not about replacing certain way of how you teach, but it's actually enhancing. You can teach with a simple workbook or a textbook, but you can bring immersive learning environments where, let's say, students have to build the rocket when you teach about the engineering concepts. So, and as you can see, it is because the Augmented Classroom is available on multiple devices, you have the opportunity actually to bring that to the classroom with a minimum investment, because for many schools, the digital infrastructure of the hardware is already there. So all you do is you actually bring the software that is available. And here are some case studies how it's used in different schools all around the world, starting from the islands somewhere in Hawaii all the way to Europe and Africa and North America, etc. So all students all around the world have the opportunity to really explore not only the world, but also the other topics and create their own unique augmented or 3D learning environments. And now the teachers actually have the opportunity to quiz the students in the augmented reality environments where they have a chance to explore. And they can also talk to experiences and see what, learn more. So my suggestion now is just to have a quick demo. I could pass you the word now, and if you could share your screen. So, this is one of the examples. This is a camera of the mobile device. So if you launch the mobile application, this is specifically the geography application where you can explore different continents. And if you now click on the animal mode, you can actually see that what you can do, you can face the camera on the device, on the specific marker. If we talk about the marker-based augmented reality solution, and it comes to life. Now you can see the mode of animals and you can come closer. You can click on the elephant, for example, and the solution will start talking to you, and the students can actually learn a little bit about it. On the right-hand side, you have the opportunity to switch between the different modes. So let's try the heritage mode as an example, Alex.
Heritage.
And again, that brings just on one of the continents the opportunity to explore for students different historical places and really learn about them. So this would be an example of the marker-based solution when you actually print the marker. But we know that we live in the digital world. So if you would like your students to actually explore fully digital, then you have the chance to point the camera of the device towards your screen on the computer where, let's say, the world map is displayed. And if Alex now clicks on Earth, for example,
Earth.
and points the camera of his device towards the world map, as you can see right off the screen, the world came to life. And let's click through some of the modes so you can see how you can learn about different layers of our Earth, or different time zones, different modes, etc.
Lithosphere.
Great, fantastic. And this is just a simple part, what you can do.
Tectonic plates. Earth. Tectonic
Great, fantastic. And if we now go back, Alex, let's have a look at gamified aspects of augmented classroom, specifically the geography mode. So if we click on a game of flags, which gives the opportunity to students to actually point again at either the marker or at the digital marker on your screen, and then have the chance in the gamified mode, either alone or together with other students, actually perform those activities. So in here, you can see that you just need to tag and place the correct name of the continent or of the country and match it with the flag. And of course, when you have multiple students doing it collaboratively in a team, or let's say maybe competing against each other, this becomes quite an interesting concept, gives the chance to the students to learn better and faster maybe. But at the same time, the students who maybe are more advanced, they can be put in different teams where, for example, the students who are less advanced, again, they might be given different topics or different, let's say, activities to perform. Fantastic. Thank you, Alex. It's been great. So if we now change to my screen again, let's have a look at other features. We talked about AI today, and let's see how, as an example, AI is integrated as part of Augmented Classroom. So we talked about being able to talk to some of the 3D figures or figures in augmented reality. So you can have you have a specific feature where kids can click at the microphone and ask any questions. So let's watch a short video and you can see how it actually works.
Why does the kangaroo have a bag?
Kangaroos have a pouch or bag to carry and protect their babies, called joeys, while they grow and develop. It keeps them safe and close to their mom.
You can see that there's a little button that allows the students to click on it and ask any question, and they actually would get an answer. If they didn't get an extended answer, they can always ask more questions. So it provides really for them the opportunity for extensive learning and again, empowers their curiosity and makes them really self-learners rather than being talked at and taught at. As we go along, I would also like to give you the chance to actually see the Augmented Classroom as a solution works in the web-based interface. So you have the chance to experience it from the augmented reality perspective. So for you to be able to create the account, we've mentioned that from this school year, we're actually providing the free forever account to all the teachers. So once you created your account, you have the chance to experience different topics and subjects. So if we go, for example, to math, and let's select geometry, if you were to assign students, let's say, activity in a web-based interface, and the same thing works on the mobile devices, you've seen how it works. I can begin the class and I can let the students join the class either through the code or through the link, and then they would enter the actual collaborative experience. And they can perform different tasks, like learning about 3D or 2D shapes,
cube, fractions,
or learning about fractions, again, in a 3D learning environment. And at the same time, if they have a question, they can always click on their AI assistant and ask anything that they're curious about, or maybe they're not sure. So on top of the visual presentation, you actually have the opportunity for students to help themselves to learn more if they're curious. We also talked about the exploration of content. That's what you've seen so far. But there's also an opportunity for students to become creators and create their own augmented reality environments. And in this case, a simple example, again, in a web-based interface, would be for students to create different collaborative projects based on the topic you're teaching. Either you're teaching a history lesson or you're teaching about environments, etc. You have a specific environment where actually students can create and co-create. As you can see, I'm the only person at the moment in this environment, but if I were to have other students to join in, we actually would be able to create the environment collaboratively. And as you can see, it's very straightforward. You just drag and drop different models. You can zoom in, zoom out, and then after that, the environment has been created. Students have the opportunity to actually talk about it and do the different presentations. So those are just a few features. As you can see, I would strongly suggest for you just to explore it for yourself, and you can see that there are different modes, different applications. We simply just don't have time to go through all of them today. But I think the last interesting part I would like to talk about is actually the augmented quiz maker. And this is something extremely unique. As you can see here on the video, once you create the quiz, the students actually would be able to search around in their real environments and for 3D objects and then to perform the quiz. So it's a different way of performing the quizzes comparing to how it's done now in a digital environment. And all you have to do is just simply create the quiz, create the question, select the 3D models, and so we can take, let's say, one of the example quizzes on 3D shapes. As you can see, it's just one question with a multi-choice answer and a specific model. And then you launch that quiz on your mobile device and let the students join the class and let them actually perform the quiz. And you would be able today to actually practice that. That would be one of your takeaways for today, just in the next slide. But before we go into that, let's talk about different modes. We talked about different opportunities that Augmented Classroom has. And let's just have a look about what it actually includes. I mentioned to you that there is a new basic version. That's a new release that is starting from September 1st. We've never had Augmented Classroom free version before unless you had a 7-day free trial, which was limited. Now you actually have a free forever account that includes some of the basic features, including the 3D and AR experiences that will be demonstrated by the teacher to the students. So this is something that you can already today try and check in your classroom and see how that can enhance your students' learning. At the same time, our corporate responsibility and social responsibility to make this solution affordable to everyone. So at the cost of $199 per student per month, you actually have the opportunity to bring this solution to your classroom. And if you're interested, in the chat, you will have now the direct link to Augmented Classroom platform. You also will have that information when you receive the recording with a follow-up email. So, as you participate in this webinar, we actually have a special deal by the end of this month. So if you're interested in onboarding this solution as a pro version, we have a special code. Again, this would be sent to you in the chat or you will receive that in the webinar recording. So either is for 1 month access to a full augmented classroom experience, including the pro features that have augmented reality experiences with the AI assistants. You're very welcome to use this code or share with your colleagues if you believe that that would be something that could boost your students' attention and also bring your lessons to life. And if you're interested to get the certificate as part of this CPD training, you're very welcome to contact. There would be another link now sent in the chat where you actually can request that. It's not just a certification of participation. I think we're all learners, and it's important to actually also check your knowledge, how well you understand about application of augmented reality, specifically in educational concepts. So what we provide is, if you're interested to get this certificate, you would actually get the exam, access to the exam. And after successfully passing the exam, you would earn the certificate. And on top of that, you would get a 5-year friend voucher for Augmented Classroom Pro. So if this is something of interest to you, you're very welcome to use that. And then you could be proudly saying that you are qualified as Augmented Reality Certified Educator. And I mentioned to you the last point for today is that you actually have the chance to experience augmented quizzes on your own device. So as you can see, that's the traditional way all this has been to do the test on paper. Then it came to more digital format of putting a 2D image and doing the multi-choice question. And now it's been added, let's say, brought to the next level where students can actually search in the real environment for certain 3D objects and then perform the quiz as they find those objects. So with no further ado, if you haven't actually downloaded the app yet, once again, those are the codes. So you can quickly scan and download the app. It's called IRC Quest. If you have already downloaded the app, what you can do, you can launch the app and you will see a button called Try Demo. And once you click on that, you will see that the quiz will pop up. So you actually have to start facing the camera of your device and searching all around you. And the idea is to find a 3D object in the real environment. Once you found that object, you click on it, and that's when the quiz will pop up. And then you have multiple questions to experiment. This is, I believe, a language question, just a simple demo. If you're unable to try to now because you're watching us from the mobile device or from your tablet, you're very welcome to rewatch the recording, or you already have the app downloaded, so you actually can practice that outside of the webinar. That would be the overall idea about what Augmented Classroom is, what the capabilities are. Then wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.